Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shah, Kalha Al, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. All right, so I just wanted to, this is Brother Lamad, and I just wanted to basically bring out some precepts real quick on, should you help the other nations, give alms, give aid, anything of that nature to these other nations and to these 2/3, okay? So basically, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because a brother had put on Facebook, and it seemed like he had a bunch of followers because he was a deacon at IUIC, okay? And it seems like he was just pretty much trying to just give a feel-good type message on Facebook, telling his followers, and he had a lot of followers, a lot of them, basically telling them that it was that they should do good to the other nations because that's them trying to live at peace with all men. Okay. All right. So the Bible does say that we should try to live at peace with all men. But the thing is that has nothing to do. That's not the same thing as doing good. Okay. Basically, in his situation, Edomite was stuck on the side of the road. He fixed their car, and then the Edomite said thanks and went on about that day. Okay. And he says that to his followers that they should all do the same. I disagree. Okay. You should not. You should never help these heathens. You should never help 2/3. Okay. Don't do it. All right. So, and the reason being is because anytime that you're helping these other nations or these 2/3, it's always going to end up coming back on you with either you're not going to be blessed out of it at all, or it can actually hurt you. All right. And I'm going to show you that in the scriptures. Okay. And the thing is that also you should keep in mind that if you're helping and aiding these 2/3 and these heathens, then you're also going against the will of the Most High. Because if the Most High brought disaster on the heathens and the 2/3, does that mean that you should go and make care packages and invite them into your home because their house got swallowed up by the earth? Should you donate money to the Red Cross, to these FEMA, the FEMA joint? You shouldn't be doing that. Okay, you should not be doing that. The Most High is literally trying to bring down your enemies, and then you go and help your enemies back up. What kind of sense does that make? Like, when I saw that on Facebook, it literally irked my soul. I had to hop on here just to make this cold cut about that, and I hope some people from the message board this morning, Lord willing, through the Spirit, they see this, okay? Because that's horrible advice, okay? That was some worldly advice right there. It had no knowledge about it. It had no wisdom about it, okay? All right. So just because somebody sits in a high stature, in a high position in some organization like IUIC, this is what this guy was at. He was a IUIC member. He was a deacon, a little bit up in age. Just because they sit in some position doesn't mean that they have wisdom or knowledge. All right. You got to try every spirit by the word. So you need to test them according to these scriptures. Okay. So basically, let me get into this first. All right. The first scripture I'm gonna bring out, because I felt like the guy, he was really just telling people what they wanted to hear, because obviously our people were coming out of Christianity, so they have that spirit of love everybody and do good to everybody, because good is gonna come back to you, and that's not what the scriptures are. That's not what the Most High is about. Okay, and this is Proverbs 28:26. He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool, but whosoever walketh wisely, he shall be delivered. Okay, because this drink this morning really irked me, it really irked me in the spirit. Okay, so this is Sirach chapter 12 and verse 1. When thou wilt do good, know to whom thou doest it, Okay, so when you do good to somebody, you need to know who you're doing good to. You need to know what they're about. You need to know at least who they are, what type of lifestyle they live in. Okay, man, at least say Shalawam. And if you get a Shalawam back and, ask them a few questions, you know what I'm saying? You see they got on their fringes, you see they, you know what I'm saying? Or if they don't got on their fringes, just, I don't know, like they might have on a work uniform so they couldn't wear fringes, but you got to at least try that spirit, man, and see if they of the Lord. Okay. All right. It says, when thou wilt do good, know to whom thou doest it, so shalt thou be thanked for thy benefits. Do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense, and if not from him, yet from the Most High. Okay, so if you do good to the godly man, then you're gonna get repaid. You're gonna get that recompense. Okay, and if that good man don't do it, if he don't pay you back for the alms that you gave to him, then the Most High will. Okay, so, but the thing is that the Most High is not going to give you blessings from your alms that you pay to evil men. You're not going to get blessed for that. You're not going to get sins taken away for that. Okay, because when you do alms, right, to the goodly man, some of your sins are blotted out. The Most High is not going to blot out some of your sins for doing good to wicked men. Okay, you're going to get no recompense for that. Actually, you're working against the Most High, which makes you sort of like an accomplice or an ally. Okay, and if you an ally to these heathens and to these 2/3, guess what? The Most High gonna take you out with them. Okay. All right. So this is Sirach chapter 12 and verse 3. It says, and I'm gonna prove that through the scriptures too. Sirach chapter 12 and verse 3. There can no good come to him that is always occupied in evil, nor to him that giveth no alms. Give to the godly man, and help not a sinner. Give to the godly man and help not a sinner. Okay? Do well unto him that is lowly, but give not to the ungodly. Hold back thy bread and give it not unto him. Okay? Lest he overmaster thee thereby. So basically, it says hold back your bread and do not give to the ungodly man. Okay? Because if you give to the ungodly man, he will overmaster you. Okay? Meaning he's going to get over on you. He's going to make you boo-boo the fool. Okay? So basically, I'm going to give you an example. So if you give, let's say you give $2,000 to a brother or a heathen or one of your, and when I say a brother, I'm talking about like a 2/3 or a 2/3 sister, right? Or a heathen, a Moabite, whoever, right? You give $2,000 to them, and then they tell you they're gonna pay you back next month. Then next thing you know, next month rolls around, and you don't hear from them. Now you're late on your rent. Now you're late on paying your bills. But guess what? They good. They actually use your money to go and buy something that they didn't even really need, or they actually use your money to support themselves, right? And now they're good, but now you're in debt, or you're about to lose your apartment, or you're about to lose your house, or you're about to, your lights ain't coming, your lights about to get shut off. The Most High was probably trying to bring that person down. That person was probably wicked. Okay, more than likely, if they heathens and 2/3, they is wicked. They ungodly men. So the Most High is trying to bring them down. The Most High is trying to destroy them. So during the tribulation, okay, you can't be making care packages, and you can't be donating to FEMA and Red Cross and taking in some people whose houses got destroyed. You can't be taking them into your house. You can't be in league with these nations and with these 2/3. Okay. All right. So Is that it on that? Oh, it says, hold back thy bread and give it not unto them, and give it not unto him, lest he overmaster thee thereby. For else thou shalt receive twice as much evil for all the good thou shalt have done unto him. Okay? So you're going to get twice as much evil for the amount of good that you did to this man. To this ungodly, evil man. Okay? All right? Do not give to these heathens and to these 2/3. Do not help them. Do not help change their tires. Do not help carry their bags at the grocery store. Do not give them words of encouragement. Okay? Do not lift them up when they fall. Let them fall. Okay? I'm gonna show you that. Let me get that in Psalms. Okay? In Psalms chapter 141 and verse 10. Let the wicked fall into their own nets, whilst that I withal escape. Let them fall into their own nets. Just make sure you escape. Okay? All right? So if something happening or whatever, let's say it's a mass shooter or whatever, and you running, you hear the shots going off behind you, and you running, right? You see a Edomite beside you, and he get capped, pow, right? He trying to get, right? He over here hopping on one leg, trying to get away. You don't run back and pick him up and carry him. You get out of there. The Most High is making a way for you to get out. Okay? You good. You keep going. You don't reach back and help him. That was the Most High made it so that he got captain, so that he gonna get taken out. Okay? So why would you, right, get mixed up in his destruction? Okay? You keep going. All right? That's what King David is talking about. Let the wicked fall into their own nets. Wilt that I withal escape? You escape, okay? Stop helping these heathens and these 2/3. All right. So let me get 2 more. All right. I'm gonna try to make this quick as possible. So this is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Okay? So if you out here and you linked up with Esau and you trying to shake hands with white nationalists, and you trying to be out here marching with Black Lives Matter, and you doing all this other type of stuff that's of the world with these nations and with these 2/3, you might go to a Black Lives Matter and then a bomb goes off. You might go to a Black Lives Matter rally and a bomb goes off, right? You might go to a Black Lives Matter rally, and then Esau come rolling up with automatic weapons and just start mowing down the crowd, and you in there, right? But that was the Most High's will for those 2/3 Jakes to get taken out. Okay? But now you're in the mix. All right? You might be trying to help Edomites, or like, for example, during the tribulation, right? You might take in some heathens who maybe something happened to their house, or they ain't got no food, or they need somewhere to stay, and you let them stay in your back room, and the Most High then sent down the spirit of vengeance or death or the sword to take out those Edomites or those heathens, whoever, the 2/3, it don't matter, to take them out, and now they're staying at your house. So when whatever conduit that the Most High used to take those people out who are staying with you, now that destruction and that sword is coming into your house. Okay? Or is in a situation like I named earlier where now you done lend money to somebody and they're not going to pay you back because they're not following the law, statutes, and commandments. You give money to you help out or give money or do any type of alms towards a righteous brother or sister who's Israelite who's living according to these laws, statutes, and commandments. And in the case with if you pay back them, if you give them alms, you give them money or whatever the case may be, Salakia, and they are to pay you back according to the law, okay? Because that's love. And if they keep your money after they've gotten it, then that's considered theft in the eyes of the Most High. That's considered theft, okay? As long as your money remains in their house, they're thieving. And if they don't pay you back within as soon as they get it, now they owe you interest, which is the Bible called usury, okay? So I'm gonna get one more just to show you that you're not supposed to be helping, or you're not supposed to be standing in league with these 2/3 and with these heathens, okay? So this is Numbers chapter 16 and verse 20. It says, so this is basically Moses. 250 men had rose up against Moses, and now they're trying to take power, okay? They're saying that why does Moses deserve to be in power, okay? The Lord is dealing with us, okay? Is what they said, okay? And they want Moses to come down so that they can take control of Israel, okay? And Moses went to the Lord, and he basically said, don't accept the offering that these 250 men are offering, okay, to the Lord. All right. And then the Lord said this to Moses. He said, and the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, separate yourselves from among this congregation, and I may consume them in a moment. Okay, so he's saying separate yourself from these 250 men, okay, because I'm about to consume them. But if you caught near them, you're gonna get consumed with them. And that's exactly what it said in Isaiah chapter 13 verse 15. Okay, so it says, and they fell upon their faces and said, O God, the Lord God of the spirits of all flesh, shall one man sin, and wilt thou be wroth with all the congregation? And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the congregation, saying, get you up from about the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. And Moses rose up and went unto Dathan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him. And he spake unto the congregation, saying, depart, I pray you, from the tents of these wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest ye be consumed in all their sins. So they gat up from the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram on every side, and Dathan and Abiram came out and stood in the door of their tents, and their wives and their sons and their little children. And Moses said, hereby ye shall know that the Lord hath sent me to do all these works, for I have done them of mine own mind. For I have not done them of mine own mind. If these men die the common death of all men, or if they be visited after the visitation of all men, then the Lord hath not sent me. So basically he's saying that these men die of natural death, then that means that the Lord ain't sent me, okay? But if the Lord make a new thing, and the earth open her mouth and swallow them up, and all that appertaineth unto them, and they go down quick into the pit, then ye shall understand that these men have provoked the Lord. And it came to pass, and he had made an end. And it says, as he had made an end, as he had made an end of speaking all these words, that the ground clave asunder that was under them, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their houses, and all the men that appertaineth unto Korah, and all their goods. So basically, as he was finished speaking, as he was finished his words, as he was just finishing, the ground opened up and swallowed up all of those 250 men and all of their houses, wives, children, all of their goods. All right. But first and foremost, the Lord told Moses and Aaron, he said, if you don't get away from them, you're going to be swallowed up too. Okay. That's how the Most High operates. Okay. If you cleave, do not give alms, do not give words of encouragement, do not give, do not help these other nations, do not help these 2/3, do not. If you telling these 2/3, the only thing you're supposed to do for these heathens and these 2/3 is tell them their judgment. If you're doing anything else, you're going contrary to the you're contrary to the Most High, and you're going against His will. Okay, you're going against the will of the Most High is what I'm trying to say. Okay, and if you're doing that, then you're going to be destroyed with them. Okay, this is Brother Lamad. I hope this is edifying. Shalawam.